Hi guys, Panic here. So basically what's been going on in the last couple of days is we've been dealing with all the CLG drama and what they've kind of been dealing with. So I wanted to take a second for us to refocus and get back on track with the actual gameplay itself. And I thought that a perfect way to do that would be to compare and contrast where each region actually stands versus MSI results. So what we're going to go ahead and do today is a little bit of VOD review. We're going to start out with EU and NA because those are two very disputed regions, and those are going to be most of my viewers, to be quite fair. So we're going to take a look at the very first game, which is a perfect game and a perfect example for research and coaching and draft, and what they did right and what they did wrong and what they're going to change and what they're trying to do. So we will be taking a look at mostly TSM and kind of like how they played into the situation that they played into. But we're also going to take a look at Fnatic as well and what they did right. So we're going to go ahead and start with picks and bans, of course. Hang on just a second. You can go ahead and fix my camera here so you can see kind of what's going on. So we have our first band here is going to be Rumble from TSM, and that's a really good pick just because Huni played a lot of that. If we're familiar at all with the EU LCS, we'll go to Huni really fast. Kind of have each of the players pulled up on TSM, but I'd like to also take a look at some of the other players. Oh, gotta go all the way to a different page just to look at his champion statistics. Alright, Spling Split Rumble. 5 wins, 2 losses. Not his highest win rate. His highest one was Lissandra, but the whole reason why that changed was because after the Cinderhulk change, we moved more toward these aggro heavy junglers. So Rumble, though, was a highly contested pick for him. He won a lot of stuff, a lot of games on that. 2 wins, 0 losses in the playoffs as well. So Rumble's a really good ban by TSM. First ban, Maokai. If we go back to Dyrus, which will be easy here because I had already pulled him up. There he is, Dyrus Spling Split. There he is. NA Spring Split champion statistics: 4 wins, 0 losses. 1 win, 0 losses. I don't know why it only has 1 game in the playoffs there. But regardless, he is obviously a pick that Dyrus is very comfortable with. We've got a second ban, Lulu. Also not surprising. 3 wins, 0 losses. Not a surprising ban at all. Hecarim on Huni. Also not a surprising pick. Huni plays a lot of, that's been banned by them quite a bit. Sion, same thing. So, yeah, 2 wins, 0 losses. 3 wins, 0 losses. So Fnatic has quite clearly done their homework here. At the same time, it's really well known, if you know anything about the EU region, that Huni carries quite a bit of games. Or quite a few games. So they're going to take their time. Vlad, last ban, something Huni we saw earlier played in quite a bit of the playoffs. Kind of like a surprise clutch pick. First pick, Urgot. Urgot's been played quite a bit in the mid lately. Originally a Korean pick, And then, well, actually, I think it was very originally done by Keen, and then Koreans were like, "Oh, that looks really cool," and started to play a ton of it. And then everyone else was like, "Oh, we need to pick that up." So they tried to play that. But if we take a look, go ahead and take a look at FEB Events champion statistics. FEB event, no ergot. No ergot. I don't see any ergot. And we take the road lesser traveled, which is something that Prey did over in Korea as well. And I don't remember who else, because I just mostly watch a lot of Korea. Some other people played 80 carry ergot as well. I know in NA they did it. I think it was TIP. Regardless, not the point. But also, no picks on that. Steelback is known for not being a very aggressive laner. So the Urgot pick would be very surprising if it was not Febiven, because Febiven is known for being a very aggressive mid laner. So let's go ahead and take a look at TSM's picks now. So this is kind of a wild card. We don't know where Urgot's going to go at this point. Could go bot lane, could go mid lane. Who knows? Who knows what we're doing at this point? TSM does this a lot. They take forever to pick. They think it's best to maximize picks and bans. Rek'Sai, it's a good Santorin pick. Lots of play on Rek'Sai. Jarvan kind of fell off a little bit. Very good Vi player. Gnar. Not a surprising pick either, but not one that Divers is particularly good on. He was not a carry on that. Apparently, we can't look at Santorin's champion statistics. Whatever. When Reignover first came to Fnatic, he played Rengar a ton. Like, it was one of his main picks, and something that he helped snowball on quite a bit. The reason for that is Rengar obviously was last season in China and in Korea a very popular pick. So last second switch, they take the LeBlanc. That's a really good pick in my opinion. LeBlanc is pretty uncontestable. She has a lot of pick potential, but she can help in team fights as well, blow up a single target. So she only gets one rotation of spells, and she's not very utility based, but her laning phase is fairly safe. She's not always going to come out ahead and farm, but she's pretty uncontestable. She dashes in and destroys you and then leaves. She can have a double dash once she hits level 6, so she can go anywhere on the map. She can roam really quickly, really easily, and if she gets ahead, you're just done. We also see the Urgot pick here, we also see the Nautilus pick here. That's an important pick to take note of as well. Yellowstar plays a lot of Urgot, and he plays it very well. Nautilus. Nautilus is the new Leona. The reason being is even though you can't hit 4 or 5 man ults, the ult is guaranteed. Nautilus also kind of I wouldn't say he scales better, but he's like Thresh combined with Leona, or Blitzcrank combined with Leona. He gives the ability to move around, and the hook allows him to roam quickly. It also allows him to make picks, but he's also fairly safe as well. He has that shield and the AoE slow. We also saw the elimination harass in jungle as well with depth charge at an early level, so I mean, he can be utilized in quite a few different fashions. You're not going to kill a Nautilus generally very early. But I do want to take a look at these two picks. Wild Turtle on Sivir and Less Boy on Thresh, combined with the rest of these other picks. So this is quite clearly some sort of moshed up pick comp. Rek'Sai doesn't really need Sivir. And Thresh with Sivir, their laning phase is kind of like, eh. Like, Sivir's going to be a bully on her own, but if they pick some early game dominance as well, then I don't know. They can just go even. Like Corki into Sivir, fairly even matchup as well, depending upon who's more aggressive. Turtle, not a very aggressive AD carry as well. Doesn't really go for high-end flashy plays. Just tries to stay really solid. CS quite a bit. Let's look and see how much he played Sivir. 6-1-0 losses. Obviously a very good pick for him. 3 wins, 1 loss. It's not a bad one either. Hasn't won a game on Graves. Little disheartening. Kalista. A little bit surprised that they didn't take the Kalista. Kalista is a super popular pick right now. She's still very, very strong. This was before the most recent patch where they kind of changed the way that she autoed. You know, Kalista Thresh is a great combo. So it's a little surprising that he doesn't pick that up. Let's see if we can get the spring. See if we can get the playoff statistics for Turtle. Wikipedia is a great website. They're always very, very informed, very, very up to date. It's a very well-rounded site. Wait, well, that pulls up because I don't know if it's going to. Lucian. Tons of Lucian. Oh, this is last year. Yep, so I don't think we're going to find that. So you see Fizz. People are like, what? Where the hell is this going? Is that Jungle Fizz? Is that Huni Fizz? You know, what are we... Oh, Cassiopeia. Now where's that going? So these are crazy picks, right? Like, Febiven has played Cassiopeia before. Obviously, that's a Reignover pick. I don't think Huni's going to play that. But at this point, who knows, right? Because we have these 3 champions, and we're like, what the hell is going on? Like, is it going to be Cassiopeia support and Nautilus top? Is it going to be Nautilus jungle and Gragas support? Because, I mean, in all honesty, those are just as viable, you know, champions. Gragas has his own self-sustain. He has a little bit of harass. He has some peel as well, so just really interesting, kind of confusing picks. People are like, so TSM has got to be going like, what the hell is going on right now? Like, what are we doing? Yeah, I'm sure Less Boy is, or not Less Boy, but Locodoco's like, Kassadin, good against either of these. Same thing with Azir, good against either of these. Can zone them out, or just go even with them. Bjergsen has the mechanics to kind of make it work. Probably not going to get solo kills before 6 without some help. But we'll see how the playstyles vary, because the playstyles of the junglers really come into, like, become a big part. Cho'Gath. So Bjergsen wants kills. Takes Ignite. You can see that Bjergsen wants blood. Huni grabs that. Obviously, we know that now. But we're going to jump into game here in a second. So here's our level 1.
Because since Nautilus has the root on his basic attack, it is absolutely devastating.
Huni putting down aggression early. This is a mind game. Huni is a very aggressive top laner. Very, very aggressive top laner. Dyrus, used to getting rolled, but not near as bad as what Huni's going to do to him.
That Nautilus has in the laning phase. Right. If you want a chance at
So Huni moves.
Luckily for TSM, they have
Puts those down.
masters of lane swaps in the playoffs. Every game in the finals against Cloud9, TSM won.
Trying to keep an eye.
Game, so they should be
These are really standard wards, even for like solo queue. These are really standard level 1 wards.
For some reason, almost every single game TSM does a lane swap, they find an experience and gold advantage over their opponents. But this game looks like they might back and forth, seal back yellow.
Oh, hang on.
Right now, they are not starting a jungle camp. It is completely on Lustboy to disrupt these Krugs. The TSM doesn't want a pretty big disadvantage early on. They take one small one, and Lustboy, he can't really do much right here.
So Lustboy comes up and tries to fuck with them. Because he took Flay first, right? So he took Flay first, so he comes up and he tries to fuck with them. And Yellow Star gets in the way of Steelback taking any damage, which is good. They didn't take the big one for the early level 2, which was smart by them because when they saw Lustboy come in, they were like, shit, we should just go to lane. At the same time, you have Rek'Sai up here, starting with those, starting with the Krugs as well. So I don't think Huni knows about this. So it's important to know where your jungler starts, or where the enemy jungler is starting. Yep, he is going to know. If we look here, keep an eye on that ward.
Any of the tomfoolery they were pulling in the NA playoffs, this is a standard start.
Yeah, in lane phase even more. We've seen recently.
I mean, this is like a solo queue start.
Game 5 against GE Tiger here. Again, Febiven's going to do it. Not a lot of pressure with drinking all that in your lane. So more lane phase.
They see, they know. So automatically the information is in favor of Fnatic. They know that Rek'Sai is going to start topside. He's going to go red first because there would be no point to taking Krugs and rocking all the way down there and then taking Gromp and then taking blue, or blue and then Gromp. Like, that's just a huge waste of time. So we know that he's going to go that and red, and then he'll probably move down to another camp. Unless he decides to gank, which may or may not be viable depending on where the positioning of the lanes are at. But TSM has no idea. No idea where Rainover is.
And Lustboy, he can't really do flips it around right here.
On Febiven, Rainover will surely
on an assassin. We'll see if he can do it as well. Really early cheese right here.
Level 2 gank. I don't know that I would call that cheese though. Level 2 ganks are not cheese. So there's a flash. Win for Fnatic. Febiven misses the chain. Kind of funny. If we look at Febiven start, he starts Flask. That's kind of noteworthy. Febiven thinks he's going to lose. He thinks Bjergsen is going to aggress on him. He wants a safe start. So he takes that automatically. So let's take a look at where the lanes are at. Huni, pushed up. Taking out Dyrus. Look how low Dyrus is. Dyrus is dying already. Santorin has done red. He's probably coming around to try and respond to this, or maybe he's just going to another camp. Who knows? Wild Turtle and Lustboy already being aggressed upon.
Spoy or Santorin do an early gank on a Bjergsen. Fnatic flips it around right here, and this is also why TSM doesn't typically lane in the 2v2.
So, see this? Sivir is an early lane bully. She should be destroying these two, but because Yellow Star and Steelback are so in sync and so aggressive, they're going to push them off.
Steelback and Yellow Star get the early level 2. Right. Wild Turtle and Lustboy will be on the back foot for almost the entirety of that laning phase. And
Steelback. Febiven missing CS. Brought to you by missing another one? The cannon, in fact. There we go.
Almost predictable team compositions, and they surprise
missing another one? Wow.
and they've got a small advantage early, but let's see if they can make
Bjergsen is missing him too, though. These guys must be nervous. Interesting that he went a longsword start. Obviously, he's trying to get
I am flabbergasted.
very quickly
TSM
to
doing
the
this
Hex Drinker.
You can see already off the bat, the bottom lane is pushed in, the top lane
So,
is pushed in. TSM is almost relying on
good
Santorin
roam.
to bail them out of these lanes and create ganks, but the ward coverage is already there for Fnatic. Reignover does have early game presence on Braga.
So this is an issue. We've been seeing Dyrus be pushed the entire time. Huni was soloing him out by himself. And they're just leaving Dyrus alone. Narbar has nothing in it. Santorin has done nothing. Santorin hasn't been up there. He hasn't tried to reapply any pressure. He went bottom side to grab camps to try and level quickly. So I'm not really sure why he would do something like that. We know that Reignover was over here when he ganked, and then we saw him walk this way. So TSM should know he's on this side of the map. Should know that he's top side.
Might be looking to take some power out of Dyrus.
Flash.
That's first blood, and Fnatic are on the board.
And that's exactly what we talked about in
And
Pittsburgh.
Fnatic just destroys
Reignover
him.
is an enabler for his solo laners. He very rarely ganks for Yellowstar and Steelback waiting for the mid game, and he just wants to get either Huni or Feathervin ahead. That's a good start.
So we see
Example of why TSM should have lane swapped this matchup.
Fnatic bouncing this properly.
To aggress on the enemy top lane.
So now the wave is going to push back down, and Fnatic's going to have control of that wave again. Good wards show that we are going to keep an eye on Santorin. Santorin constantly showing where he's at. Feathervin going to try and keep him from going back just to slow him down. Meanwhile, Reignover still pushing up properly in the jungle, leveling ahead of him. If we look at the CS, 11 to 12. So while Santorin was taking jungle camps, he's still only 1 CS behind Reignover's still only 1 CS behind Santorin. And he has a full kill. So that's an important thing to take note of, is these different playstyles. He went for that early scuttler on bottom side, but we saw a successful roam from Yellowstar and from Feathervin that prevented him from getting that extra early 50 gold. It also forced him to go back. I don't think.
Game ganker. And we also know that TSM is great at lane swapping, but this
Hang on, let's see where he's at. So he goes. That's where he is during those two. So he's just doing those 2 small camps. Turtle gets caught.
Built to do, and they are paying for it early on in this game.
Really nicely played there by Reignover as well for that top gank. You can see Santorin was made for what could have been a counter gank.
Dyrus trying to... So this is what Dyrus is trying to do. He's pushing the wave so that he can bounce it and have it bounce back into him, so he can basically leave and go to Krugs and then come back. He's going to put a ward down so he knows what the hell is going on. Oh, apparently he's not going to put a ward down. He's just going to check the brush. Oh, but look, Santorin wants Krugs.
Who's already got off that successful game despite not even landing his body slam flash. He's coming down to push TSM off that turret.
We figured out where Reignover was, so it was safe for Dyrus to push. So good communication by TSM. Cassiopeia unfortunately has a heavier advantage. Dyrus goes for the Doran's Blade, basically for the lifesteal and the health. He can't duel Cassiopeia right now, but she's gonna eat him alive if she gets the chance. She's got her tier already, and we're at 5 minutes. It's a bad sign. This is not a good thing. Yellowstar duking it out with Lustboy here. Hooks him for no
Yellowstar
reason.
and Last Boy
A little bit of harass down there. Yeah, TSM has kind of always been that team that's all right with letting Dragons go, even since the times of Reginald. If it's a risk, you can pass it up a few times.
I don't know why he doesn't auto
Would
him.
you say that? But look at what everything Turtle's going to get.
Great play there by Last Boy. He knows he's shopping anyway. He's
So I'm a little confused as to why Steelback didn't just sit there and auto the living tar out of him. Like, I know he wants to go back and shop, and Turtle probably won't let him do that if he does that. Also, they kind of want the wave to bounce, so I guess it makes sense in a way. But they could have really, really punished Less Boy and still made Turtle lose out on some CS.
saw Steelback's monopool. He knows that Urgot wants to back for a tier right now, and he was completely free to do that. Saved a ton of CS for Wild Turtle, and that just kind of goes to show why many people respect Lust Boy.
Pulled the Lust
One of the
Cena.
best supports in the world.
They couldn't see him. Just didn't work out.
Well, the Minion song.
Yeah.
Suggesting.
So we're 6 minutes into this one. Just the first blood drawn from Fnatic as things have cooled down a little bit and just been between the lanes right now. Not too much jungler intervention other than this mid lane.
Yeah, and something that you have to highlight. We're looking at those
So,
mid lane stats, and again, since
half mana.
Featherman is actually traditionally down a CS at 10 and still down CS at 20. The numbers, let's just look at the 20 minutes. Featherman traditionally 6 CS down. Bjergsen traditionally.
This is somewhat of an unfavorable gank.
That is a scary, scary laning presence, but we'll touch on that in a
Operation Kill
second.
Dyrus right here.
Oh, kill
Stun.
Dyrus once again. He's been to this dance before, though. We've seen Dyrus go down a lot. Will it be what gives Fnatic the game?
Solo.
Santorin's still back. Where the hell was he? Why did he back?
Traditionally 20 CS up when you get to that 20.
Doing Gromp again.
That is a scary, scary laning
Stuck on bottom side, still farming
Kill
camps.
Dyrus once again. He's been to this dance before, though.
How?
We've
I
seen
don't
Dyrus
understand
go
how
down a
Reignover
lot.
is still keeping
Will it
up.
be what gives Fnatic
I'm
the
like
game?
not watching what's going on, but clearly something has to be wrong here.
Finger on Dyrus's gnar right there. All those top lane bans are really benefiting Fnatic in the long
Great
run right here.
point blank chain by Febiven.
Turtle are holding their own
Great
ground.
zoning by Bjergsen too.
Between Huni and Reignover is just crushing Dyrus in that normal matchup that he's having up top lane. I say normal
Santorin
because
moves
top
top
lane
now.
is not something we see often in the
What?
competitive scene.
Comes back, takes Dyrus's farm.
All these consumables, and Hooney's gonna be the one with
The couple of
consumables.
farm that he missed.
To feed him, 'cause he's the top
Now
carry.
the lane is even again, it's reset. The wave is reset. So it's half and half again.
A big reason why Fnatic tends to get ahead and play the mid game very well is thanks to Hooney's involvement in the solo or in the duo lanes, or more importantly around the dragon fight. Cassio's not your traditional TP ult to win team fight champion.
No,
So
yeah.
reliant on positioning. So we need to see how Hooney is going to impact once we start getting closer to those teleport moments, which you feel are going to start building up.
Both junglers taking reds.
Things are calming down for the time being. Fnatic does have a few good wards placed, but those are also mirrored.
Over Febiven. And it is the focus of TSM.
Both mid laners
Bottom lane focus, and it's more of a survival
get blue.
top lane right now in this early
Just
game.
kind of
We're
skipping the
100%
draw laning phase.
Could be one
Reignover.
here. Reignover tries to
Watch
come
out.
in, pops back Bjergsen.
Ooh.
That flash is down, and he's gonna try to fight this one out.
That
He's
was
gonna
like
go
a
with the silence. Is that
perfect
what he's alive?
ult.
No, it does not. The double distortion.
It was good patience.
Yeah, just a nicely timed gank there by Reignover. He knew that Bjergsen was pushed up in the lane and uncareful.
Yeah, he's over halfway. That's a bad spot. Santorin waiting around for a gank.
Reignover tries to come
Watch out.
in, pops back Bjergsen. He doesn't have much mana. That flash is down, and he's gonna try to fight this one
Dyrus,
out. With the silence, is that what keeps
what's
him
going
alive?
on?
No, it does not. The double distortion.
So we don't see anything.
Yeah, just a nicely timed gank there by Reignover. He knew that Bjergsen was pushed up in the lane. And
Gosh, I don't know why I'm so tired.
TSM has no backup for the mid lane. A 5 to 10
Santorin comes in to clean up farm after another gank.
Take him down easily and action in the bot.
Oh, take a look at this. Steelback's trying to get in. We do see the difference.
Position
Connect.
reverser.
The hyperkinetic position reverser is on cooldown, so Steelback and Yellowstar using that one to initiate. They traded for both ultimates and the flash on TSM side, regaining control of that lane.
Siver's ahead though, like we knew she would be.
Hooney now with an
Hooney being annoying.
Not even in Mega Gnar form. Can Dyrus think about fighting? Actually misses the ultimate there. Like you said, not really much of an engage ult. Gotta wait on it.
Yeah, last time he was able
The reason why he missed it was because he was being overzealous with it. He should have ulted before when Dyrus was just standing there like a doof.
Right here, and how critical it was for Febiven to get that kill in the mid lane.
Febiven just being annoying.
Ahead of Bjergsen before Bjergsen can tank up. He won't have targets here, and again the focus on the mid lane.
That's that depth charge that was left up. Santorin trying to get something back, but he's
Great
not
flash.
able to scratch either Febiven or Yellowstone.
So Febiven had a great flash. The reason why is because
Lane, and uncharacteristically, TSM
hang
has
on,
no
let's get back
backup
there.
for the mid lane.
Not even in Meganar form can Dyrus think.
26, yes. I do want to talk a little bit more about the overall team compositions right here and how critical it was.
So we
for
got that
Febiven to
one,
get
then we
that
got a
kill in
double.
the mid lane. Because if he does not snowball ahead of Bjergsen before Bjergsen can tank up, he won't have targets here. And again, the focus on the mid lane.
That's that depth charge that was left up. Santorin
Boom.
trying to get something back, but he's not even going to be able to scratch either Febiven or Yellowstone.
And look at all the damage by Febiven already.
When there's an opportunity, Yellowstone will go.
So why isn't there a catalyst here? So the reason why is because Bjergsen. So this was pre-6. He started this build. Pre-6, he went. Yeah, this should be pre-6. Pre-6, he went Codex, so that he could lay down more harass and keep LeBlanc. LeBlanc just matches the build. Tries to use that to get more CS to stay in contact. But look how far down he is in CS. Same thing. Look how far apart they are in CS. Only big discrepancies on the other side. Santorin's starting to pull a little bit ahead. Unsurprising considering he's there to just clean up the CS every single time someone dies.
No, but he's not even going to be able to scratch either Febiven or Yellowstone.
And there's the roam that we talked.
Everything they need to do to equalize that CS in the mid lane we were talking about, where Bjergsen has a huge lead. They've equaled that up, and first turret going down in the top lane. Hooney is just having the lane of his life, and as the wards...
Hooney just having a field day with Dyrus. Boy, that was a pretty obvious first buy.
This game is Fnatic's style of game, and TSM is trying to play that. When we're coming into this, the strengths of TSM...
So we have skirmishers versus stalkers. Stalkers is pretty good on Rek'Sai. I still like skirmishers quite a bit more. In fact, I think that right now, skirmishers is probably the strongest. In fact, I think skirmishers has been the strongest for a long time.
Now in this standard laning phase, especially when the top lane is requiring so much assistance if they wanted to help him out, right?
I have really severe ADHD, so I'm going to move around quite a bit. Sorry.
Every move in the mid lane, the pressure is not accumulating enough in the side lanes, and this is the mid-game snowball that Fnatic made their bank on during the regular season, and it's happening to TSM. There may be no coming back from this 12-minute deficit.
And the next step in Fnatic's playbook...
I mean, he's right. There's a 3k deficit at 12 minutes. 3,000 gold at 12 minutes. That's so much gold at 12 minutes.
Instantly start setting up Dragon Control. Look at all the members of Fnatic trying to get vision, and with the lead they have on both Febiven and Hooney, they want to look for fights. It's not really about getting the dragon or starting the 5-turn counter. It's about getting the kills, getting the engages, because that's a Fnatic...
So, Fnatic are playing a pick comp, and the importance of playing a pick comp early, like that's why they have all these different champions. If we look, gets a pick. Not really a pick, that's more late game safety. Like if they happen to go past 40 minutes, it's like, oh shit, we need Hooney to carry us. Pick as well. So these are early game dominant champions.
Having a lane swap go in their favor and other things on the map, but not this time.
Not this time. They just had to give that dragon up because TSM has lost control of the match. They normally have a gold lead.
Lesboy finally doing the Lesboy thing. Lesboy's known for early deep wards. So it is 13 minutes in. But Lesboy should have had the... I mean, he's known for putting these kind of wards down at like 6 minutes and 7 minutes.
Experience advantages, and the other team takes a dragon as a byproduct of those moves. But this time, Fnatic has...
Now he's going back, so we've got some early wards in. I think it's because he probably just got sidestone, maybe? I'm not sure. I wasn't paying attention to how quickly he was building
And if we
that.
step back and think about what the analyst desk was saying leading into this matchup, Crumbs specifically highlights
So Dyrus keeps
if
getting
Fnatic
ganked,
can beat
so it's
out
intelligent for
the lane
TSM
with the
to try and
assist of
figure
Rainbow,
out where Rainover is.
that is how Crumbs felt Fnatic was going to win
The
this.
problem with that is that Dyrus is already behind. Like, you're probably just going to need to cut your losses with that one. Yellowstar is a world-class support for this. He helps Steelback CS so much. Practically CS is for him.
TSM can start to gain a little bit of ground here.
Just
Definitely back
perfect
to the ball.
CSing
Was saying
by those two.
keep that CS in the mid lane up, but he has to get big soon. 0-2 is not going to make him.
So Dyrus goes second item cowl. That's goodbye against 3 champions, 4 champions. But I think that Locket would have been more appropriate. Dyrus is tired of dying 1v1, so that's a great early pickup. But in the long run, I think Locket would have helped them out quite a bit more.
Yes. Fnatic with a good lead on the game here, and Hooney's going to be start taking that blue. Not Febiven.
Not this time round. Febiven.
Or maybe Febiven.
Okay, so
They
who's
make me a
pretending to be
liar.
a jungler here? With 2 AP.
Just nice guy Hooney, right? He's huggable. Why not?
Someone's got to get it.
Hello, hello, hello.
That blue buff in here. And this game right now, we need to start looking at what are Fnatic's next moves.
So what's Fnatic doing? Got double sweepers, but still 3 yellow trinkets. This is interesting, that there's a yellow trinket on Gragas. And that is truly surprising as opposed to Febiven having it. But Febiven is going to know kind of where to go and what to do as far as wards are concerned. Not that Rainover doesn't know where to sweep, but Febiven's going to have a better idea because he's more attentive to the lane, to his lane and the surrounding river area as far as where things are getting placed and where people are walking and things like that, because that's his area. That's what he knows. Whereas Rainover's going to kind of be looking all over the map. He's going to be paying attention at different parts at different points in time. He might not know where wards are being placed. So it's good, but we look on that side, we've got a sweeper, still got yellow trinket on Bjergsen, but sweeper on Santorin. And I think Santorin kind of does Bjerg's job for him as far as vision is concerned, and that's why. Not that that's a bad thing, because I think it is something that should happen. Also, Santorin has that early sight stone. So now we know that Santorin feels like he's behind. That's why you buy Sightstone, is because you feel like you're not providing enough utility for your team. So he's going to buy that Sightstone and start putting wards everywhere, so now we've got double Sightstones. Putting wards all over the place.
They're trying to control the blue buff. Once again,
You're kidding me.
successfully, a complete lack of vision control from TSM right there. Rainover
TSM has had problems with vision control all season, but that is ridiculous. That is...
TSM blue handoff.
Oh man, it's so inexcusable.
This is going to be really tough for TSM.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of like a lackluster...
So much lane control and
like-
the vision battle.
That's what gets me. They're only on single Sightstone.
Okay,
right now.
they're taking their
Somehow
time.
Still getting themselves in the jungle. Now on to Lust Boy.
They've thrown it back at the barrel into
This is
Febiven's waiting
Part
there.
2. So this is how you destroy TSM. You demoralize their strongest player, or their weakest player, and get ahead. And then when you're ahead, you demoralize their strongest player. See how much they blew on that? So what do they do? Who are the kills on right now? 0-2. So we've destroyed Dyrus already. Dyrus is behind, he feels down. We've destroyed Bjergsen already. And they systematically did back and forth. Actually, I think that, yeah, they got the 2 on Dyrus first, and then they went and hurt Bjergsen. So, I mean, just picking them apart piece by piece. Now they're really behind.
Europe take the second tower, and I'm sorry, my North American comrades, but Fnatic have landed in Tallahassee.
Quick shot.
Making it seem like
Oh,
TSM
boy.
is jet lagged, which they clearly are. Bjergsen in the mid lane gets cut as
They're
well.
gonna eat him up. Hooney picks up another
Yep,
one.
look,
2-0
they
on
blew
Santorin.
a crap load of stuff.
From Wild Turtle just to get out safely.
Now look at the pressure. Fnatic have lost the minions, but they're still looking for the tower.
Good spell shield by Turtle.
Dyrus, and that's gonna dissuade Fnatic for the time being.
He just lost so much pressure up there.
Dyrus could have been pressuring the top lane turret, but now TSM is playing catch up, yet only making it have them fall farther behind right here.
Still back, off doing his own thing. No big deal.
Been lost. The roam game is on for Fnatic, and this is turning into a slaughter.
And now Fnatic gets to do whatever they want. They've literally got the map to themselves.
Reignover 103. You can argue will outscale this Rek'Sai, and the fact that Hooney's in such a great position. Fnatic have got all the tools they need to completely grab control. The one thing Fnatic cannot afford to do, though, is have mixed decisions when they push the mid to late game. If anybody remembers back to how they...
Oh. Thanks, YouTube. Ridiculous. Goodbye. Oh, it's because this guy.
Mixed decisions when they push the mid to late game. If anybody remembers back
This is a great channel.
Unicorns of Love, Fnatic lost both of their matchups.
Before LOL Esports existed, he did this. He had all the games that you couldn't really watch anywhere else.
With this very new unstage tested team composition.
Unstage tested.
He would try and do everything he could to make sure that we got like Korean games before OGN
That would have been in Madrid, right? A huge crowd for them to play in front. We've heard a
and all
lot
those
of
guys
players
allowed for their
heard
games to be
from
posted.
the
They really just
you
wanted
guys,
people to
they
pay
know
for their
exactly
to
what
pay to
they
watch
need
their
to do.
VODs.
And Yellow Star's
And they
helping
quickly
call those
realized,
shots.
wow,
Missed
was that good?
there, but one of the first for Fnatic.
Yeah, but you can see the focus. No dragon available. Outer towers down. Fnatic are just...
It's a good dodge by Reignover. I would have stayed there and cleared the ward.
They want that last outer turret, and then they want to take control of the jungle. They're onto the
Hooney
side.
is...
Turret now, but good
I don't
work.
understand how they don't take advantage of that situation.
A lot of players get nerves in front of those big crowds. Not these guys. They know exactly what they need to do. And Yellow Star is helping to call those
So he's trying to
shots.
protect that ward,
Initiation there, but one of the first for Fnatic.
Yeah, but you can
which
see
he does very
no
successfully.
dragon available. Outer tower
Hooney
now.
comes up.
Fnatic are just
What's Santorin doing, man? Like, why isn't he... Dyrus is up here farming.
and then they want to take control of the jungle. They're onto
Meanwhile,
the turret now, but good wave
Febiven's farming on the other side.
looking for blood.
But how doesn't...
Missed initiation there, but one of the first for Fnatic.
Watch how far up Hooney goes.
No dragon available. Outer towers down. Fnatic are just pitching their tents and wards in the
Yep.
middle lane. They want that last outer
Look
turret.
how far up he is. Santorin should be like,
Of
bloop!
the jungle. They're onto this,
I mean, Wild Turtle should have popped his ult, and they should have been all over Hooney. That was a perfect time for a pick.
There's actually not many ways TSM can deal with him right now, but Reignover is caught out a little bit. Dyrus trying to make a Megan RA.
Reignover is kind of out of place here. Now look, we destroy Less Boy. He doesn't have anything anymore.
TSM trying to re-engage. They're doing good.
Dyrus with great save there.
And Yellow Star still trying to fight it. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication, but it looks like they're going to back off as Febiven dives in for one last save.
That was a 4v5 from Fnatic's perspective, and they still tried to go. They lose one, but now we have to see if they can gain a pressure advantage with many TSM members recalled.
Yeah, it looks like they do get the tower. Febiven not able to get any burst down, and I think crucially, Wild Turtle flashed away, but the tower still stands, Jack.
This is great.
But for how long? Is
But for
gonna be a
how
question.
long indeed?
He's whoa! Turret success. Turret success. 3 turrets to 0 right now. Something that is
So, Fnatic versus
Any questions about
TSM is not going well in the way of TSM.
on the big stage
They didn't get the picks that they wanted.
with the help of Reignover?
So Rek'Sai and Sivir, both very good picks for them. They're wanting to kind of create picks, but also be able to siege. So their comp is really iffy, like on an individual scale. Clearly, they're not going to know where everyone is going, but especially Fnatic just had a great draft phase. So it really only gets worse from here. I don't even know if we should finish this.
Febiven's in his element.
yeah, and looking at
Back.
We need to watch the
This may be
replay.
too much to pull back from.
the pattern of those games for Team Solomon when they're doing that is they have a lot of map control.
Finally, they get a turret.
Laning advantage.
Dyrus just keeps trying to like split that, but at what cost? You know, look at all the pressure that they're getting. That's half, third health now.
That doesn't even count.
I mean,
in the
come on,
context
man.
of this matchup.
This is bad.
Finally, Dyrus is able to equalize the turret, which helps a little bit. So What each team needs to do here. For TSM, they need Dyrus to have an impact with Mega Knowledge of some kind. So much of this game has been Dyrus farming on his side of the map against Hooney's Cassiopeia, which has been completely dominant. If Dyrus can find
So Dyrus is finally like, shit, I need to do something. So he goes for that build. Cassiopeia completes what she needs to.
Outside of that, Fnatic has all of the vision control.
Fnatic just buying tons more burst damage. Oh, look at this. Gets the Giant's belt. So she's going Rylai's. That's pretty obvious, but she goes the damage first.
Different picks, but the same execution pattern. They really just want to look big.
Hooney's got tier, and it's pretty well stacked at this point. So
But they snuck a lot of damage on the Ninotaur moving around the map. They're trying
now
to
what is the rest of TSM doing?
get access to the next wave of turrets on TSM side.
Credit to the Fnatic coaching staff for finding a new subset of champions here for Hooney in the top lane that still allows them to play their same style. And they must be so happy right now that TSM decided not to lane swap, because this is what Fnatic loves.
So we have eyes on
Hooney gets to farm for
Hooney.
denial, no
TSM has eyes on Hooney right now. So they know that Hooney's going back. Probably not Reignover.
Backstage, all of the casters were debating where is the priority.
Tevavin.
The
Not
focus
really
was
sure.
going to be top lane, but we didn't
Ooh, he knows where Nar is though.
go that way. And I think for Fnatic,
Goes for pick,
they've also
gets
got-
nothing.
Yes, Hooney may be the superstar at the moment, but Reignover's
I'd say that that's still good to like stay inside their head though.
still delivering. You have
Dyrus now knows that they have ward. They all know that they have wards up there. There's no way, and they know that Fevavin's up there too.
That's kind of the most mismatched here in these lanes, so why not throw everything at it? Hooney's been one to go on to more diverse champions anyway, so they knew they were going to get an upper hand there on Dyrus, and then focus it over and over again.
Right now,
Oh no!
on the side of the map. Great vision.
Oh no! And they knew where they were too. Oh, that was bad.
Because TSM can't make the rotation in time. What a call.
That was terrible.
They now
That
need
Baron died so fast, guys, because of Hooney's Cassiopeia just ripping through it.
Yeah.
Much faster than TSM expected it to be. And then Dyrus-
Sad day for TSM. That like sealed their doom right there. Like the fact that Fnatic got
right there.
a 22-minute Baron sealed their doom.
Vision control on
Whoa!
side of Fnatic.
Depth charge a little farther, flash, anchor toss.
Wow.
Have to spell shield now and use his ultimate to get out of this one. But that's gonna hurt. They may get pressure. Fnatic pushing down the mid.
We'll see if they
Ugh,
can use those
sorry.
Baron empowered minions to get up into
Look at that.
those towers.
That's ridiculous.
Fnatic, what did they expend? Flash on Feather, then flash and engage tools from Yellowstone. But look at the last ball.
Again, Dyrus is
What does
trapped
Last Boy have built?
out the top lane. Fnatic pushes
Oh my gosh, he's going more and get. What is this? Like, Sivir ult's not enough? They're gonna go for. Unless he's going into Warmogs.
easily, but now they have position on multiple fronts. Hooney gets the Baron minions in the
Where's
bottom
his
lane.
money been going? To that?
Mid lane. They don't have great turret siege because of the Urgot. That is why Fnatic is split pushing right now.
Where's all
Be careful, they
Last
know
Boy's
Dyrus is
gold?
about to Mega Gnar out, so they
Have you
will
just been
not
walking
initiate
around?
this
Does
fight.
he not have
Hooney
any gold
solo
generation
carries
runes
around.
or masteries or anything?
Solo mid in the mid lane right now.
This is perfect right now for Fnatic. They know how to get the outer
Look,
turrets with
Steelback
a traditional
is ahead
carry right
in
now.
CS too.
Incredible. Your strong members on the side.
Look at this.
On top of that, there
Hooney's
are
split pushing with
top laners who
Cassiopeia.
up until recently
There's just no control by TSM in this game. They just had zero control from minute one.
opponent champion for them. They get the mid inner turret, and look at the damage on Dyrus. Fnatic could set up on this bottom lane next as well.
This just feels abusive right now. Hooney is completely dominating Dyrus this entire game.
Hooney's completely dominating everyone right now.
As well. European rookie of the split really showing up here at the international event. Look at that. Trying to kill him.
Oh! Flash explosive cast. You can see how headstrong Fnatic are right now. Really no care in the world against this TSM composition now that they're in their base.
And yeah,
Pushing onto the inhibitor on the
so that's pretty much it.
scramble.
I mean, they're probably gonna scramble around for a little while longer.
Santorum Bjergsen in full retreat. He takes the fat man down, but gets taken down himself.
Takes the fat man down.
Killed under the next shot.
Holla, holla, holla. So,
Dyrus has Mega Gnar charging up, but it's not going to be enough to finish it out. out. He does get the double Nora to the wall, and now Darius's attention.
The wallop isn't gonna be enough, but is there enough HP?
So Fnatic gets really greedy.
Lustboy coming out now, misses the hook on Steelback. They're going to have to.
So Fnatic gets really greedy and goes for kills, and then it drags this game out even freaking longer. Which is the reason why it continues to work out is because TSM gets stronger over time. They scale better. Besides Cassiopeia.
Right. The finals in the European LCS looked incredibly chaotic, and obviously this is just one game, but it absolutely begins a whole new conversation about this midseason invitation.
Especially
I want to see. I don't care about the gold generation. Actually, I do care about the gold generation. Let's take a look at that.
champions, they played in the same way and the same manner they had in the European LCS. But TSM have not.
Oh, wait, go back.
Different, not lane.
First game of the group stage, but we want to talk about the bracket stage already because we were thinking there was a lot of wisdom around this tournament. Was thinking Fnatic was going to be competing with AHQ for that
5,000 on
it was like
Lustboy, 6,000. So look at that.
Yeah, here comes TSM on
10k on 3 members on Fnatic.
European teams that went to IM Katowice had a horrendous
Sorry,
show.
4.
The finals in the European LCS looked incredibly chaotic, and obviously this is just one game, but it absolutely begins a whole new conversation about this midseason invitation.
Especially because this
Almost 2,000. So Yellowstar is almost. He's like 1,800 gold, 1,700 gold ahead of Lustboy. Look at his items in comparison.
It's kind of Fnatic did them. They've done what they always do. And TSM, you have to ask some questions. They've been even cheeky enough to find Bjergsen in the bush. The Death Sentence connects.
They're trying to use the
Ooh.
Fnatic rush against Fnatic. That doesn't work. They go on to Bjergsen. He's gonna get lost.
Yeah, Fnatic just has too much damage for you to try and do that.
Who's next? No worries.
Oh my gosh!
This is when they have the Mega Gnar. Nobody else can actually follow up, and we're gonna see this second tier turret going down.
Steelback continues to push through. Fnatic set their sights on the last remaining inhibitor turrets.
There are 2 downed inhibitors already, so normally Fnatic would just have to wait for those to push in, but they've already killed 2 people on TSM. This 3rd inhibitor is free.
Definitely sealing the deal as they turn TSM's base into shambles. They're looking for that last inhibitor. They just want to go around the horn and take everything because they have absolutely earned it this game.
And look at them backing
Oh
the
my-
game we talked about. When Fnatic was overconfident
Super
and
safety.
pushed Nexuses against the Unicorns of Love, it backfired multiple times. Yellowstar was playing Nautilus, trying to backdoor, and it didn't work well. It's very good to see because this is some growth that Fnatic did not demonstrate during the regular splits.
We can call it growth. I think they could have ended this game easily right there, but they're going to go for the Baron. Let's take the 110% certain.
Damn it,
victory.
Jad, I am proud of them. They are showing restraint.
They did it!
It's, yeah, I agree with Clickshot. They are completely showing restraint.
Maybe the Baron is a little over the top, but you know what? I'm still on board. I dig it.
Yeah, this next push, they've gone back to base. They're even buying elixirs to go with this Baron. They can Banner of Command to Siege Minion already. There's only one next.
I like the Banner of Command pickup. We don't see enough Banner of Command. It's really great on mage supports. Well, I wouldn't say Nautilus is a mage support, but that extra AP certainly does not hurt him. His shield scales off AP. Well, actually, I think it scales off percent max health.
This is an amazing
Absolutely not. You're pulling salt out of thin air right here, Trevor, because this is Fnatic displaying their play style, working on the international stage. I do have to say, though, TSM is not playing their game whatsoever.
No way.
This is it's an incredibly uncharacteristic style for TSM to open a game.
Jad is just so mad. I mean, he really is mad because he is just the biggest C9 TSM fan I've ever seen out of a caster. It almost gets obnoxious to points.
TSM won lane swap. They're flabbergasted, though, by this Fnatic team early on because it does not look like they know how to deal with the Fnatic play.
No, not at all.
Maybe
TSM is not an early game dominant team, and Fnatic knows how to play that game. They are early game aggressors.
But this is now giving TSM more chances to fight, and you can see how safe Fnatic's playing it, staying in that death ball, making sure they get everything they want before they make the final push. Looks like this might be it.
There's one tower.
Yeah, what is TSM gonna do now?
First win yet mid-season. Darius goes in. Mega Gnar is about to pop, but he hasn't managed to find a target yet. We do see the ultimate throwing down for Walter.
goes down. Febevin with the turret, and then the kill onto Bjergsen. He had a great mid lane against what they thought was going to be.
So now they can't do anything. Oh, poor Hooney.
Fnatic will take game 1.
That's funny though.
Mid-season invitational.
So, I don't know. Man, I really feel like a lot of that was on Santorin. Santorin was not where he needed to be at any point in time, every point in time. TSM had no vision control, ever. And I feel like we're going to find that in the EDG games too. So, it's just really confusing the way that they play it. They obviously kind of got cheesed a little bit because of the pick ban phase by Fnatic. But we'll see. I'll go ahead and this is just for just this one vid, so I'll go ahead and make a couple more vids. But thanks for watching this one, guys. Go ahead and leave your comments. Let me know if you saw something that I didn't see or something like that. We try and keep it cordial here, so not too much rage or anything like that. But I appreciate you guys sticking around with me, taking a look. You know, thanks for everything, and we'll see you soon here. Oh yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. That one too. Have a good day, guys.